Can you just tell us a little bit about how that looks?
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure exactly what they're doing. I do know that the one teacher down there, she started up the Junior Bio Society. So down there, they are doing all of the stuff. They're planting it. They are checking everything. So we have like these little monitors to monitor the nutrients, checking the pH levels. So it is a little bit of work, but it's really not that hard. They give you a guide, and I haven't found it too hard. So, but it is very educational for the kids. So they said a lot of schools have been using it for like a science program and stuff.
I love that. I love that. Well, we appreciate you taking time out of your day at the end of a busy day serving kids to serve us up with some great information and inspiration. We thank you and your team, and Francine Kane, who couldn't be with us today. She's on a much deserved vacation, but probably watching us. Hi, Francine, for always being a leader in the industry and being a long-term menu partner with Pasonic Partners. I know you have to jump on a bus because you wear many hats in that district, and go pick up kids to take them home. So we appreciate your time, Tiffany. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on what is such a cool program, making the cafeteria an extension of the classroom.
All right, thank you.
See you soon. Bye. All right. I don't know if that was a good way for you to get excited about harvest, but for me, that's where it works, right? So we're seeing the cafeteria being an extension of the classroom. We're seeing lots of movement. Today, we want you to hear from peers. So as we spotlight the next section of what we're going into, there are peers that are with us today. And when we talk about holidays, Pasonic is going to jump right in to the holiday meals dessert first. And so we are excited with us. Many of you know and love one of our industry Power of the Peer panel leaders, which is Megan McDonald from Dogo's. So she is joining us, as is my left hand here today, usually my right hand in all things cooking in the kitchen. And we are going to get going with our delicious desserts and Power of the Panel. So spotlighting the Power of the Panel, you just met Tiffany. Megan is going to be joining us. Megan, are you with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We knew you were an old pro. I hope you got to see Independence's Lettuce. I'm very excited for them. And then, of course, you will later meet and cook live with Keith Amos, our very own brother from Sandridge, here hosting us today. And I'm really proud, Amanda Donatella, who is actually a cook at Stowe High School. You know, we love writing recipes and making solutions for you, but we love engaging collaboratively with leaders in kitchens that really make it work every day. So this is going to be a good one. As we go forward here, we are going to talk a little bit. Here are some pictures of the garden. Let's go through this. More garden pictures. Next slide, please. And we are going to get over to our Dogo. So one slide back. I'm sorry, I'm pushing him too fast. He's looking at me. If you don't know, my partner in crime is over there running technology for me. So it takes a village here. If you haven't been following us, I know we spotlighted Megan on our social media as we've spotlighted Independence. Please get spotlighted. You guys all do good work. Do not be your own best kept secret. This is our Instagram handle. We are also on Twitter and Facebook, and we really want to tell your story with and for you. There are just some shots here from what we've done all month long relative to Caught Doing Something Good. We used to use this segment and our newsletter to talk about caught doing something good moments. We want to do it all the time. So please submit to us your caught doing something good, and hopefully find yourself in the mix of some really good information. The more positive information we put out there, I think, in the world really tells the story of the hard work we all do to make harvest and holidays happen, right? Yes. And if you're like Pasonic, you already have lists. So the next slide is going to show you jumping into desserts. What better way to start talking about holiday cooking than with desserts?
We'll go with the desserts first instead of last. So we're going to be working with Megan. So hopefully some of you guys have already used this. Megan from Dogo, they have the little apple pie tarts that you do at the holidays. I know Jess from Woodridge does it every single year at Thanksgiving time. So we're going to kind of show you something different to do this year. As Megan, if you want to, I'm going to show them how we do this. So it's very simple to do. Everybody kind of panics, think, oh, dessert, it's going to be so time consuming, so hard to do.
Oh,
and
it's such an easy dessert.
So
and it's
that's
so
where
beautiful.
I'm going to talk. I'm going to do, Megan, you talk what I'm doing. I'm just kind of putting the through. So you tell them about what you got going.
It is such an easy dessert to do. And in the end, it looks like you took a long time to do it. But what we're doing is we're putting our 1 ounce cookie dough into a mini muffin pan. So you want to get the mini muffin pan, not the regular size, 1 ounce cookie dough, drop one into each hole, and you just bake it off like you would regularly bake your cookies. When you pull them out of the oven, you kind of give them like a little tap, but they do sink on their own into little cookie cups. Look at that. Is that the magic of your oven right there?
It is. Look how quick that was.
Wow.
Through the magic of TV, we've prepped some things, but it really is quick. So your bake time on your cookies is what, Meg?
I believe it's 6 minutes for those 1 ounce cookies. It depends on your oven. It's very quick. And so they're going to come out looking like that with the little holes in the middle. And the nice thing about this is there's so many options of what you could put inside. I was thinking local apple because it's the season, but there's so many things, so many local fruits that you could use. You could do a filling. Right now, they're showing, you're doing the cheesecake filling, right?
We're doing a cheesecake filling.
Oh.
You could put mix pumpkin in with the cheesecake and make it a pumpkin filling as well. So
And you could do this
different than just always just the fruit.
Yes, and you could do this with the sugar cookie. You could do this with the pumpkin pie cookie, which is our seasonal cookie right now. You could do this with the double chocolate. There's so many options for flavor combinations, which is really fun. And the way they come out of these little, like if you want to pop one out right now to show them how the edges look, they're like little pies. They're so cute.
I don't know. I'm thinking, aging myself back in the 80s when we went in the mall and they had the original cookie company. That's kind of what they had, these little chocolate chip cups, and you filled it with whatever you had. So that's kind of where I love the idea of this.
Yes, and I will tell you I love to cook savory, but I am not a baker. So I look for cheats in my desserts all the time for my family. So the cookie dough, for those of you, many of you do know our girlfriend, Megan, we go back way long, but can you tell us a little bit about how quality and local these ingredients are so you could feel good about cheating and using something that's kind of pre-done for you?
Absolutely. So we make all of our pizza dough and our cookie dough here in Canton, Ohio, and we use local ingredients too. So not only are you getting a company that is local to you and helping your local economy, but we're also using Ohio flour, Ohio oats, eggs, apples, pumpkin, the list goes on and on. Whenever we can get it local, we do. And a lot of our ingredients, especially our breakfast bars, are 100% clean label. So you can feel really good about using our products, knowing that they are wholesome, they're healthy, and they really are local from start to finish.
I love it. And local from Sandridge is this cream cheese filling. So if you're even more cynical about time management, like I am about desserts, we'll talk a little bit about some turnkey fillings. We were thinking about sugar cookies and making them look like little snowmen and snow globes and things. So lots of fun, creative ways. A lot of times our kitchens feel like this is what really gets kids participating, is doing a little treat. So we appreciate you, Megan, from all that you do. And I don't even know, we started off with harvesting lettuce, and now we're combining harvest and holiday with your company being so dear to the local movement we work on in schools. Don't forget about Megan's Dough Pizza. I mean, that is one of the biggest wins that we've seen schools really excel their participation in their pizza program. But again, Megan is always thinking about creative ways to support us in school. So we don't only love that she supports local ingredients and has a company. She's a power of the she, a female entrepreneur. So kudos to you and all your work as a business entrepreneur, and a mom, and somebody that's just realistic. And one of the things that I will say, just the icing on the muffin cookie, is that, we have transparency in our menus, and our goal really is to allow families to safely navigate our menus. And a lot of times people think no treats for my kid because I have an allergy. Meg, tell me a little bit about how you make sure kids, even with allergies, can enjoy this.
That's a great thing. I should have touched on that earlier because it's so important. I have 2 young kids too, and allergies are important. We have a nut-free facility. So not only are there no nuts in our facility and our ingredients have no nuts, but even the add-ins. And if you're a parent with an allergy child, there's a deeper step to that. So our cookies are nut-free, of course, but what about the sprinkles that you get or the chocolate chips? We source those from manufacturers that only produce that thing. So there's no nuts in their facilities as well. So every ingredient, every recipe in our facility, completely nut-free. Also, we have a marketplace at Dogo's. We moved to a new location this past year in Canton, and we have a little store out front. And it has been so fun to see the different parents stop in and say, hey, my child goes to Woodridge Middle School and they love their pizza. Do you guys have that dough here? Yeah, we do. And you can buy it by the ball. You don't have to buy it by a 50 count case like, Woodridge does. So it's been a lot of fun to see the buy-in across the board. Not only can you tell your parents that you're shopping local for your menu, but you can tell them where they can go get it too and have a full circle at home, which is pretty fun.
I just love it. I just love it. And you know what? I love you for joining. I know you have a meeting to get to, so we were happy to start desserts first in the holiday, but I just want to touch on the fact that you have great stuff for Thanksgiving and Christmas and the winter holidays, but you do stuff all year long to spotlight your cookies. What's the best way for people to get in contact with you if they're interested in your program and the cookies you do seasonally to celebrate each month?
Absolutely. If they're interested, shoot me over an email, sales@dogos.net, and I will send you back our product list. And then I also have a separate cutout of our holiday cookie, so it's easier to store and save and know what month is what cookie. We try to do a cookie for pretty much every month. We don't do anything back to school because we know everybody's getting back to school and in the rush. But once fall hits, we start with a seasonal cookie every month, and we've got some really fun things planned for the holidays and also for the spring too. So make sure to just send me an email and we'll get you that info.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you, dear, and you are on our short list on getting our schools ready for the holidays. Thank you. Have a good rest of your week.
Thank you. Take care.
Awesome. Now Tina's going to take the cookies, but we're not going to really eat the dessert, but you know, where the magic happens with Pasonic, if you're like me, I already have a list of a list. I'm hosting Thanksgiving this year. I'm so excited to have my in-laws, and we're already thinking about where we're getting our turkey and what we're doing and making lists of what we need to do. And I hope you are getting ready too. When I make lists and recipes, this is my other right hand, now my left side today. But for those of you who don't know, Marge Robeson from our team is Oz behind the curtains. And so she's going to talk a little bit about how our program helps you achieve easy to use recipes for the holidays.
Yeah, great. So we're getting ready to plan those holiday menus, and we want to have those recipes available for you. So we've vetted some products. Of course, you can't have the holidays without a turkey. So these are some items that you might want to consider. We have the commodity turkey roast. There's some Jennie-O turkey slices, or you might want to do like a turkey and gravy and do like a mashed potato bowl with some cranberry. So these are some products to consider. For people who don't want turkey, we also have some ham products. Anytime you're using a product on your menu, of course, you want to make sure that it is a school compliant product, has product formulation statements available. So we've vetted these products, and they, can be used. We have recipes that we can share if you're more of the ham mind. Then, when we think about the holidays, you can go from really simple, maybe the gravy and the turkey, or you can do much more elaborate and do a bunch of different sides from scratch that are seasonal. And so we just highlighted a few here, a holiday harvest hash that uses some local produce, local potatoes, apples, butternut squash. This is a great seasonal recipe. Something that this is a great time of year to try that. Of course, apple crisp, and we have different versions. So if you're someone who wants to use fresh apples, we can do that. We also have options where it's more speed scratch, and you can use the canned apples. Also a sweet potato casserole recipe that we have. Again, you can use regular potatoes, raw potatoes, or also you can use the potato buds. So we want to customize your menus, recipes, meet you where you're at with your menus. And then some people for the holidays don't want the turkey, don't want the ham, but they want those seasonal flavors. So we pulled a few recipes here. Maybe you want to do a turkey harvest salad. So it's more of one of your salad concepts for the holiday that you put on the menu, where you have that turkey, maybe some cranberries, a cranberry vinaigrette dressing, and some seasonal apples. Also, we have a wrap. Most people will have some kind of sandwich on the menu, a cranberry salsa kind of turkey wrap. Adds those flavors of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then really easy to do also would be some meatballs. How many people have gone to the parties during the holidays and you have those cranberry meatballs? I know my kids really like those. We can do those in schools also. So if you're interested in any of these recipes, Again, our support desk ticketing system is the best way to get a hold of us. That's just an email to support@ppllc.info. Of course, if we manage your menus, you've heard the information that we like to see when you're requesting those additions on your menu. But if you're not one of our schools that we manage your menu and you just want us to share some recipes with you, we're always happy to do that too.
I love it. I love it. And I always forget that I don't eat lunch before I come here. I know there's going to be a lot of food, but I just get increasingly hungry as we go through these slides and we talk about food. Speaking about going hungry, you never leave hungry when you go to a show. And I know many of you don't get the chance to leave your district or travel when there are food shows. And so I take it really seriously. We went on the road last week to Gordon Food Services show in Columbus, keenly with the idea of how to bring more new concepts and recipes to all of you. We were down one person who was busy working, but she's our resident vegan, so she'll talk to you. I'm going to invite my team up. We are here to tell you we went. We conquered, we saw, and we partnered with many of the wonderful people that were at that show. We even, I'm very fond of Mike Sandridge. I got my little personal behind the scenes tour and got to sit and talk with his team. So besides just always meeting and networking with great people, our goal is really to kind of take some pain points back and bring some ideas. So as we go through these slides, I'm going to kind of pick the team members. We go on our scavenger hunt, and I would encourage you, if you are able to go to a food show, go with an intention, right? So for us, we think of how can we do different salads? Some of our schools really love salads. Sometimes we know the romaine or the summer blends kind of are a little more wilty if you're not harvesting your own salad like Tiffany. These are some great solutions, and I know you were really thrilled about the solutions for the salads. Talk a little bit about salads.
Yeah, I thought all these different blends were great. And I even think of myself when I go to Costco now, they have all these blends that have different cabbages and Brussels sprouts in them, kale, more hearty lettuces. And so we saw these and they were so beautifully displayed with all the different colors, but some different things that you could use instead of, like Maureen said, just a regular lettuce.
Yeah, and I love the idea of Harvest Crisp blend. So when we look at new recipes, we also look at pops, how we name our salads, right? And so that Harvest Crisp blend just spoke to me. Like, it not only gives you a better sturdy product with lots of color in it, it gives you a cheat for your name. And what would you name the salad? A Harvest Crisp blend with chicken, or whatever you want to put on, turkey, whatever you want to put on it. Talk to me a little bit about Brussels, because you and I, her and I have like an obsession of sending each other recipes. So you're talking about a shaved Brussels salad.
Yeah,
right?
we actually came up with a recipe. It is the shaved Brussels sprouts with apples. What a perfect time of the year. What are we doing with all these local apples? Let's throw them on together with a salad. And so we came up with with apple cider dressing, vinaigrette dressing that you make by just reducing down apple cider vinegar and a little bit of maple syrup. Made a wonderful dressing for this. I love shaved Brussels. That's, one of the greatest things. You can throw them on a sheet pan, roast them in your oven. You can use them raw on your salad. Throw a little garlic on there. I mean, kids love it. I know they stink a little bit when you're cooking them in the schools and the kids make, but if you throw enough garlic on there, they'll never notice the smell. So
We'll
I
love it.
truly love the Brussels.
I love that. We also call this stealth health. It's a way to get different cruciferous vegetables. Like, a child might not grab a kale leaf and crunch on it and say, oh, this is a great thing. But when it's shaved in a bite-sized portion and managed with a good dressing, I think it's a good way to get those early starters to kind of at least, do a try day. If nothing else, do some try day experimenting with that. What else was at this food show that we liked? Let's see, next. Oh gosh. So we all took one, so David eats everything at the food show. That poor guy goes home full and probably a little mixed indigestion. But what we really love is that we have a team dynamic where our resident operating officer and vegan teaches us all about lovely, delicious ways to go plant-based. So we tried this lovely meatball, which is new to the lineup through Gordon Food Service. And I'm gonna let Sarah talk a little bit about veggie.
Yes, so I was really excited to see this. I think as time goes forward, just like if you get on a website and look up a menu at a restaurant, there's a lot more denotation for vegetarian and vegan options, which makes my heart so warm. And so I love that now we're seeing that in schools. I know that as parents are raising little kids, so if you think about our kindergarten, first and second graders, it is just a different world and a different dynamic now. And people are choosing to eat, if not entirely plant-based, at least adding that into some meals throughout the course of the week. So this is a really simple swap. This is a very familiar item. So I'm not typically a huge fan of faux meats. But this actually is a product that is really good. I do try to look at the labels because sometimes it is a little like Frankenstein, like what did they grow this in a lab and how? Don't love that. This one is pretty, as far as a dietitian, we just love the word clean label. It doesn't have a lot of added ingredients, weird things that you wouldn't know how to pronounce and you wouldn't know how they made this meatball. So this is something that you could easily just dip your toe in and start adding onto your menus. It can replace beef in an Asian noodle bowl. It could be a really great option on a pasta day. It could go in a meatball sub. There's lots of different options that you can do with this. It does have a similar flavor and texture as well to a meatball, which I know sometimes with the faux meats or incognito, if you've looked at that section at the store, that's literally what they call that now. You don't know what's in it.
We learned a new term, incognito.
Incognito. So this is just a fun way. It's something you can feel good about having the kids try. I would recommend it if you're scared to order it in, because I know when we order stuff at GFS, it's a large amount. This product is actually by the brand called Gardein, and it is in all of your local grocery stores. So whether you're a Walmart shopper, a Target shopper, a Heinen's, wherever you're going, they do carry this line. So I would recommend picking up a bag and trying it at home. So a fun way to be able to do food just a little bit differently and take your program and maybe add some things that parents and students are asking.
Yes, and Holly McGarry, that many of you know, Holly really helps support this event with us and works with us in Sandridge and getting product information to you. She is the broker in charge of this meatball. So she is the person we will put in our follow-up notes for you to reach out to. I would venture to say even request samples if you're interested in it. One other point I'll say about this meatball is that you definitely could use it and not have to have a different meatball, because I think we gave it to David and he liked it. So it's like Mikey, he liked it. So you don't have to have meatballs and meatballs, but if you wanted to embrace a meatless day or a meatless concept and still make it kid forward and kid friendly, how fun is that, right? A meatball sub, as Sarah gave lots of examples. So let us know, we can help you. I love this Pasonic pick because I was trying to think which one of my Pasonics picked it. But I'm gonna let Marge talk a little bit about this and what she thought about these options for you when she walked the show.
Yes, so I have both ends of the spectrum here. I thought this, maybe it's my ancestry roots, my Polish roots, thought this turkey kielbasa, thinking about Oktoberfest. I think this is something we don't have on the menu very often, so it would add something different. They showed it with a pierogi that there is actually, Mrs. T's has a whole grain school compliant pierogi that would be, well, sounds like one of my holiday meals.
I'm gonna say,
Yes. So, but you could also use this turkey kielbasa like as a like Polish boy sandwich, or mixed with this time of year cabbage. So that I think could be very versatile. Saute it with some potatoes in a kind of more traditional way. And then on the other end of the spectrum, I like this amazing chickpea spread. And, you know, when people think of chickpea, they think hummus. It's really not hummus. It has a completely different texture. If you haven't tried this, it's sweet, but in looking at the nutrition, I don't know how they get it sweet because it only has a couple grams of sugar in it. But it's more of, I almost think of it as like a caramel dip. So they have 3 different flavors. The chocolate is almost like a, is it Nutella?
Yeah.
It kind of has that flavor. The creamy one, again, tastes like caramel. So it's a great dipper for apples or with crackers or something like that, a graham. And then the apple cinnamon, just very seasonal tasting. That too, I think would be great as a dip. And the great thing is it credits as 1 meat or a quarter of a cup of beans. So it's a great way to get in that bean, or in a bistro box or something like that would be a great meat alternate, and it's shelf stable. So I thought that was another great feature too.
And already packaged, so it makes it
Yeah.
easy for you if you have some labor constraints. I love these ideas. What else do we have? Oh gosh. So some of you have money, and we love that you have money. And we often don't push non-food products when we're talking in terms of giving you ideas, but this one was really, really cool. I'll let Tina talk a little bit, because I think you're ordering one, I think.
Yes.
Already. She liked it so much. She was working at Woodridge, so Woodridge is gonna order one of these.
We all love those cardboard boxes with the saran wrap and the foil and the saran did the cardboard roll gets bent and you're spending 15 minutes trying to find the end. Well, this is our answer to that problem. And it's a great thing. You can fix, it holds either saran, it can hold foil, parchment, you could do two. And I think he even said there was maybe a third one coming. Right now they have an 18-inch, but they're coming out with the longer one, the 24-inch to put these rolls in. You get the roll, you get the container for free. They might charge you like $1 for shipping, but as long as you order your product through them, you get that product, the container for free. And let me tell you, it was amazing. He just whipped it out and it will also save on your foil and your saran that you waste as we're trying to get it in and roll it up.
Yeah.
Or we put too much foil on. This is very easy to use, stays right on the compartment, wipes down, so it cleans up nicely. And it's definitely a great way if you're looking to spend a little.
Yeah, I think those are the second dangerous thing to a dull knife in a kitchen is the serrate on your big foil box. So
We found that out at St. Albert's. I chopped my finger up pretty well.
a good safety feature if you're interested, a good feature, and they don't last. And David, my other point is by the end, the foil outlasts the box in some cases, right? So we just thought that was a fun idea. If you have money or interested, this was my request because I love bread and I have bread today. There's two less bread in here because David likes bread too and had a sandwich before we brought these samples in. But we have heard you that you're struggling with bread this year. And we know we like to do like a nice hinged sub roll that will be able to hold our meatball subs or our chili or our cheesesteaks. There we go, our Philly cheesesteaks. So what we did was we spent some time at the Aunt Millie's booth, and you know what? I am grateful to be a part of a village of manufacturers that listen to us, right? So we talked about your needs relative to durability on a larger hinge sub roll. So stay tuned, and I'm going to introduce another Pasonic pick for you live in person, which would be a commercial sales support person. Nicole will be coming in to join us. But for us, the bread is something we want more information for you on. I have heard, and I have an inkling that a fun slider bun program would be in order. Now this, if you can see it, is a really nicely sized whole grain slider bun, and you don't have to cut it, so it's not a dinner roll. It actually comes sliced. So you would be able to use this product to do like a Nashville hot chicken slider. Thank you very much, Hudson, Kim Swark, for that idea. This is a product that Super Bakery is wondering if we are interested in. So if you were on this call and you think you would like this bun, please say yes in the chat. We will be following up with some follow-up emails and some questionnaires. We want to help them develop products that make sense for you and that you would use and find valuable in your program. So Aunt Millie's is a partner in bread, and we are looking for solutions for you all the time. And so continue to keep those questions going for us, and we will be supporting getting the right vendor in the right conversation to move that product forward for you. With that being said, I know that the old adage, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. We need one more cook. Come on out. So this, for those of you who haven't gotten a chance to meet our dear Nicole in person, this is Nicole, and I'm going to let her introduce herself, and we're giving her a spotlight on the Power of the Peer panel today. Firstly, because caught doing something good. Your newsletters are awesome.
Oh, okay.
So curated information is what we're all about, and what Nicole has done on a weekly basis. Don't skim over or skip over her GFS emails, because I'm telling you, not only is it a wealth of product information, it is certainly has been useful for me for tips and tricks for everything from inventory manager. You see our spotlight smile in the center there. Chip was at the event, so for nothing else but to get a warm hug from Chip and a thank you for what you do. We were there, and so talk to us a little bit about your picks from the show and just your new growing relationship with Pasonic and all things working in the.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, my name is Nicole Patton and I'm a Gordon Food Service sales rep. I've been with the company for about 13 years and I'm fairly new to the Cleveland market. So getting to know people and coming out and about. So thanks for having me out. I sent out my tip of the week a little bit later than normal this week. It was a little hectic. So you might have seen the email come out specifically about Aunt Millie's. So actually you can see here on the slide in the upper right-hand corner, this is the Aunt Millie's booth. So if you're ever interested in any of the products, feel free to reach out to your sales rep and ask for more information. We would love to walk you through, talk about how we could possibly save you money, make things more convenient. But that's absolutely a booth that I would direct my customers to at the food show. You can see Chip here as well. So Chip Gregory is an employee of Gordon Food Service. He's our digital solution specialist, and I actually ran into Sonic Partners there. What were some topics that you guys were talking about with him?
So Chip has great short video training tutorials. So if you are somebody that says, yep, I have to do that inventory, and now next week is November, guys, so that, that's supposed to be a monthly thing. So the new version is here. Don't be afraid of it, because Chip is here to handhold you. He's created video resources, and he's willing to tap in and help you in any way he can. So that's what we were talking about, more resources.
Absolutely. So if you're a Gordon Food Service customer, there is millions of different ways that you can use Chip. So if you're not using them today, reach out to your Gordon Food Service sales rep, and we can get you in connection with them. Again, specifically Gordon inventory is a hot topic right now. So feel free to reach out, and we can jump on a live call with Chip and get him to answer any specific questions that you have. So then the next two pictures that you see here, this is within our K through 12 room at the food show, which was a huge success this year. So I think it's about 3 years running that we have this K through 12 room. And a lot of our customers, K through 12 specifically, have just raved about how we've made this space specific for schools, so you can really target those items that you're trying to find for your school. Here's some other booths. I just kind of went through at the end and kind of interviewed all of them to see what some of their most successful items were. You guys kind of already highlighted a handful of them. Yeah, you stole my thunder. But if you weren't able to come to our food show, at least you can see here kind of what it looks like. And I do have somewhat of a list of items that were showcased at a handful of different these tables in that room. So if you want to reach out to us to ask for those items, those item code numbers, feel free to reach out. If you did come to the food show, a lot of customers reach out and say, hey, I saw this chicken tender. I don't have much information on it, but can you find it? It's like finding a needle in a haystack. So any information that you have that you can provide us to help kind of narrow down those items that you found at the food show that you want more information on, more information, the better. And then of course you can see here, we have Marcon Local. So myself and another sales rep are kind of making it our mission to provide more information to our customers on what is local. It's a sensitive topic because a lot of produce items are different throughout the year. So it's really all hands on deck on finding those items that are local for our schools to order through Gordon Food Service at all times. So it could change on a weekly or monthly basis, but we really want to stay ahead of that and provide that information to you. So if you're a school and farm to school is important and you want to know what items are available through Gordon Food Service, reach out today. We have an email kind of typed up with everything that you can have your hands on to order today. Outside of that, Array, we have so many out there. Sandridge,
Yes, the booth.
the booth.
And the legend.
So I'm really glad to hear that David ate a lot of food that day. I did not.
Oh, you missed out.
It was like 2 o'clock, and I knew if I was going to eat anything good and quick and just have friendly faces, it was a sandwich booth that I
Oh
went
my
to.
gosh, it's my favorite.
Yes. So if you were able to make it over there, sorry. And then lastly, you can see here some other vendors that were in the K through 12 room. Something new that we offered in the K through 12 room was these live demos. So we had about 5 or 6 brokers and vendors that got up and talk about their products and the recipes that support those. So if you were there and you loved hearing that, feel free to reach out and we can provide those recipes. Or if you're someone that wasn't there, feel free to also reach out and we can provide that information.
Yeah, lots of good stuff on the stage this year. Lots
Yes.
of good stuff. You guys were busy.
We were.
You guys were busy.
Absolutely. The last thing is these seminars. So if you were someone that came to the food show and you attend one of our seminars, you should have received an email this past Monday with your certificate of attendance. So if you did not see that, feel free to reach out and we can provide that to you. So thank you everyone that was able to come, and thank you for having me out today.
Oh my God, absolutely. Our pleasure. So, we gave you a little sneak peek of Keith, who is my brother in crime. We stopped in at his booth. Come on out, guys. We stopped out at his booth, and my favorite thing to do is be waited on by my dear friend here, and his lovely Michael Sandridge always takes me on a tour. I think sometimes people think Sandridge is for college, university, hospitals, retail. But we have a special guest, a very special guest today with us. Miss Amanda, come on. She is with us from Stowe High School. So introduce yourself and talk a little bit about what you've been doing this year.
Sure. So my name's Amanda Donatelli. I'm from Stowe Monroe Falls High School. I'm the central kitchen manager there. I kind of lead the way at cooking in the high school, but then I also help the other schools with ideas and supply issues and things like that. We enjoy working with Masonic immensely. I'm kind of new to the field. So you guys have been a huge help. We love the creativity. You guys use our ideas as well. You know, we like that relationship. There's kind of like a give and take. When you say something, it inspires us to maybe try something else or a way to use leftovers. I always reach out to Sarah and say, you know, like, oh, I have some of this leftover. Is this okay? And she'll say, yep, I have a recipe for that. So it's really helpful.
Oh, I love this. I love this. And so oftentimes we stand up here, which I love standing here with you, but where the rubber meets the road is giving you recipes that you can do functionally. So I'm handing it over to you. The rest of the show is yours, and there's lots of food here. So the only thing separating me from eating this is getting through the rest of this. So take it away, my friend.
All right, so thank you everyone so much. As Maureen had said, I'm Keith Amos and I am with Sanders Crafted Foods, which we're coming from you live in the studio today. So we're going to go over a whole bunch of items here. We're going to start off here first by talking about our brand new coleslaw that we have. And I'm going to go ahead and put this up onto the overhead camera so you guys can see. This is our brand new jalapeno lime coleslaw. We actually today did this over a tostado that we made fresh in the back. We simply just did the Brookwood Farms pulled pork over top of this. Now, put this over top of the tostado, some fresh limes, some fresh cilantro, and a little bit of the Land O'Lakes extra melt that you guys use in the schools as well. So simple and very easy to do with this. If you want to know the answer, yes, you can also do the same exact thing in the tacos as well. So here we just did 3 little mini taco shells the exact same way. Again, just the pork, the jalapeno lime slaw, and then a little bit of garnish on top of this. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here so you guys can see this comes available to you guys under the Gordon Choice label. And it is 2 5-pound tubs that it comes in just like this. Again, like everything else we make, it's all fresh and ready to use. There's no mixing or anything else.
I like that it's good on a hot dog.
It is. If you want to see what it looks like plain, keeping on the overhead camera, I just put some in a little bowl there for you as well. So again, just jalapeno lime slaw. We also have a new red slaw as well too. That's something very unique and different from our other ones, as this is a jalapeno lime slaw. The red slaw is actually Frank's Red Hot and ketchup. So something very, very different. And it's just awesome as well on any type of, actually, we use it over top of our Tex-Mex quinoa burgers that we made at the food show as well too. So very unique and different. All right, before we get into the next thing here, I'm going to talk a little bit about one of our soups. We actually were talking about this at the food show and they asked me we talked about the recipe and they actually just asked me to go ahead and make this up on camera for you. So what we did here, this is our chicken pot pie soup. And basically what we did is we used our brand new pulled rotisserie style chicken, put it over top of 2 fresh biscuits that I got up here early this morning, baked off myself. That's what the flour on me is from. Did that with, put the pulled chicken over top of it, and then used our chicken pot pie soup just over top of that. So basically it is like a open-faced chicken pot pie sandwich. And if you keep the camera up there live, you want to see what it looks like when it comes in. Now, truth be told, I did add a bag of vegetables to this as well, just the frozen vegetables. It has lots of vegetables in it, but just again, to add to it, I added just a simple bag of vegetables to this. So you can see how it comes in. And like all of our soups, they come in 2 8-pound bags, ready to go, fresh. You don't have to add anything else to that. All right. So that being said, we're going to talk about, we're going to make a couple recipes for you here live on camera. And I'm only assuming when I ask you this, if anybody who's all excited for butternut squash soup, I can't see you.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm assuming everybody's hands are in the air. So we're going to talk about that. Our butternut squash soup, it comes in 2 8-pound bags, like I just mentioned, ready to go, nothing added to it. I'm going to put this up first so you can see what it looks like. Again, just fresh butternut squash soup. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and make this a couple of different ways for you. Now, some of these are simple and easy. Yeah, you want to hand me the first thing? Yeah. So go ahead and take our brown rice first. This comes in already done, and it comes in 4 4-pounders. We have a brown rice, a cilantro lime rice, and a chili lime rice. Today we're using the brown rice. Go ahead and hand me all the little ingredients here. Yeah. Now, what I would recommend doing this with is actually the vegetable part of this. You can actually put all onto a sheet tray and just throw all into an oven, and you can do it bigger pieces if you want to. So the first thing we're adding is just a little bit of red onion, peppers next. There you go. We have some turkey bacon that we're adding into this here. Yeah. Then finally, lastly, some craisins. Go ahead. Now, there's two different ways that you can do this. You can actually mix it in if you wanted to do more of a, actually like a casserole first. We're gonna go ahead and show you how to do that first. Now, if you wanted to do it as a casserole type dish, you can actually add this all together, mix this all up, put this into a baking dish, and then bake this off. Okay. Now, if you wanted to do something a little more like an actual bowl, so you can kind of see the texture on this now, it's tightening up very nicely. Bake this off. Or with the magic of television, you can pull this in and out.
And a lovely assistant.
And a lovely assistant. You can also do it if you wanted to do more of a bowl as well. So again, to do this, you would actually bake off your vegetables again, same way, in the oven, get them nice and some color to them with the craisins and everything. Put the rice bowl down first in the bowl, and then the butternut squash soup over top of that, and then just top it off with your fresh vegetables there. So simple and easy. You can see that it also looks nice as a casserole. It's also very unique and different as well.
I love how quickly that comes together, like it's simple but flavorful and colorful.
Yeah.
I think
Some-
I would like-
Absolutely. This is something that you can simply call a fall harvest bowl as well too. So a lot of times people like the idea of, I know we were talking about keywords earlier. So this is something that's that's definitely a keyword. A fall harvest rice bowl sounds delicious, or a fall harvest casserole. Again, simple and easy to do. Okay. Next, we're going to go ahead and do the flatbread there.
Okay.
Nope, that's
Nope.
it. Sorry. Yep.
Sorry. Oh, that's the final.
All right. So the next thing we're gonna actually do here, again, utilizing the exact same soup. Yep. Hand me this. This is just a crust that we went ahead and go take this off from me. Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the crust that we have. And this is, again, I'm using a pizza crust on this. Flatbreads or anything that you would have in the back is the same exact way. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this butternut squash down.
Amanda, we could do this on local bread, flatbread.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I think the kids would love it too. They like the flatbreads. They
Butternut
like,
squash next. Yep.
there you go.
Next, we're gonna go ahead and put down just a little bit of the butternut squash cubes that we just oven roasted, or you can also just put this, any way you want.
I really think you eat with your eyes first too, so that's what I try to do. I try to make the food look appealing to the kids, so they actually want to come and eat it. So I like all the colors.
Bit of cheese over top of this guy here. Next, I'm gonna do some tomatoes. And lastly, at this point in time, you would actually bake this off, and then when it would come out, you would actually, throw in a little bit of arugula once it come out of the oven here. And then, this is kind of, just without the arugula, this is kind of what it would look like going into the oven here. And now we're gonna go ahead and show you what it's gonna look like, again, with the magic of television. I'll trade you. Just put that over on the table, please.
Okay.
Thank you. So next, when it's all said and done, this is what you're looking at when it comes out. Something that's simple and easy. What's really nice is the butternut squash, you can actually keep it to a squirt bottle as well. You can always drizzle a little bit of this guy over top of it, just making sure the hole's big enough so it doesn't stick. And then again, a little bit of the Land O'Lakes cheese sauce we have, and just drizzle a little bit of that over top. And that's it. That's what you're looking at right there. Simple, easy. I think if I was walk down through a cafeteria and saw this, I would definitely eat this. Again, flatbread, any kind of bread that you would have would work out fantastic. So
Good for staff luncheons for the holiday too.
yeah.
And kids like bread and cheese. Can't go wrong.
All right. Good. I'll take this for you. Put it in. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, just keep the little guys over there. Yeah, you go. Yep, right here when you bring it over. That's perfect. Thank you. All right. So I know we already talked about desserts, but you never have enough dessert. At least I can anyway. So one of the things that we also make is a cheesecake delight, which I think that you guys have used in the past as well. Yeah, for sure.
There are cookies with it.
That's right. The cookies are earlier for this. So this is available. Again, it comes in fresh, ready to go. It's fantastic as is. This comes in 2 4.5-pound tubs. Okay. So the nice thing about this stuff, it's a perfect blank canvas. This is something that you can literally simply take this, flip it upside down into a Ziploc bag, scrape it out, cut the bag, and then just start piping away like we did with the cookies earlier. Believe it or not, if you guys do any type of pancakes, waffles, anything like that, it's great as a topping as well. It's great as is, but it's also a perfect canvas, blank canvas as well. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to start off just by simple and easy. And this cheesecake delight into a bowl. Hand that one to you if you don't mind. Yep, I'm gonna use that.
This-
Yeah, when I'm done, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a little bit of the butternut squash into this.
You're using that cold, correct?
Correct, yep.
Correct.
Everything's cold on this.
So it's pre-cooked and safe to mix in as a cold ingredient or as a soup.
There, yeah.
I feel like I'm God behind the curtain. Maybe I should like, stay on screen, but I'm coming back. I can't help myself. I'm like itching over here to cook
All right.
or eat, one of the two.
Now.
Both.
So that's what it's gonna look like when you're done. It's a nice mix, and I'm gonna show you a couple of different ways what you're gonna do with that when we are done. I'll switch out.
This one?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, you can actually, so we're gonna actually do a little. Here, this is our orange cranberry relish that we have as well. So this is something that's nice. This comes in a 10-pounder.
That's great. If you get it in for this application, use it on your turkey wraps that you saw the recipe for us.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say.
Yeah,
I'll leave this here for one
maybe I
second.
should just step back.
Guys, that. And this is into the bag. And then again, just start piping this in. I'm just gonna do one of these guys. Oh no, I started with 3 of them. I'll switch out with that guy. Thank you. Now, once you get done with that, and you want to top it off with a little bit of graham cracker crumbs, you
nice.
certainly can, or so here's this guy, and I know it's kind of hard to see on there, but I will tell you, you can also even do fun little trays like this this is just a little graham cracker tart. Yep. And then this is literally the exact same thing, just kind of flipped. So instead of the graham cracker being on top of it, this is actually just inside of it. Pipe it down into these guys with a little bit of the orange cranberry relish, and just very, very nice.
Oh, it looks so fun. Fun and festive. Do you think the kids would like that, Amanda?
I do.
Yeah, and
They
so-
love the treats.
And I know you guys cater too, so.
We do.
You get asked a lot in schools to help cater for school luncheons and things, so these are fun ideas across the board, guys. And when you get them in, versatile ways to use them too. So I'm excited about seeing that butternut squash. I would eat it just as soup. Those that have a pick 2 program, Panera always brings in their autumn squash soup and serves it with a salad. So we talked about those shaved Brussels salads opposite a cup of this soup. Let us know. I think those pick 2 items would go well in some of your cafeterias. We'd be happy to help you plan that menu. And on the menu, you guys always have mac and cheese. So he is a mac and cheese guru, and we know that, we get a lot of commodities. What I like best about Sandwich products is you can use them to enhance the flavor and extend the value by using commodities as a combination. So we work with Holly McGarry to bring in cheese sauces and mac and cheese, and we bring it to Keith to say, hey, what can we do to add some new flair to our mac and cheese bars? And to some of our other items that we have. So I kind of challenged you today. I know I asked you to do a lot of cooking, so I appreciate you so
Just a
much.
little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yes.
Put you on the spot. I actually, you want to come and help me do Thanksgiving? Not really. So I wanted to show you a little bit of our ideas with some of the mac and cheese combos.
All right, so, actually, let me just talk about the mac and cheese.
Whatever you want.
Sure,
Yeah.
okay, so, again, I have a couple different options on the mac and cheese. This is the one I have today is actually our cavatappi. So this comes in 3 5-pound bags, again, fresh, ready to go. We have a cavatappi, we have a white cheddar mac and cheese, and then we have a classic yellow as well. So, first, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and show you how we did this first, just keeping on the butternut squash theme. Okay, so this mac and cheese I'm taking here, yeah, and actually just putting it into the bowl. This is hot. We're gonna add a little bit more of this turkey bacon into this. Just actually put next, again, the butternut squash soup into this.
Versatile, I love it.
Mhm. So I think you guys are seeing trend here. Mix this all together. Now, again, this is something that could be easily baked off. If you would like, I do have a little bit of nutmeg that I actually just hit a little bit of this guy in here. Stir this all together. Now, at this point in time, you can actually still add just a little bit of the Menno Lakes cheese into it if you would like.
So on pasta bars, some of you have approached us to say, what can I do to lighten up my pasta bar or seasonal change and swap? Baked pastas are a great option. And some of these recipes that come together this quickly, to bake them into a bakeable fusion dish, I think is a really good next step.
Yep, and just keeping on mac and cheese here, the one year at the food show, we did the one mac and cheese 50 different ways across the front of the table, across the front of the booth, just to talk about the versatility of everything. So everything that we're showing you today, there's no right or wrong way. These are just really to give you some different ideas, but keeping back onto the butternut squash theme here first. So this is what it's going to look like when it's all done. Again, mix it up. You can bake it off if you want. You can certainly, again, just hit it with a little bit of that cheese, and again, just a little bit more of the nutmeg for you. And again, very nice, simple, easy to do. You can mix this up and just have it ready and just bake it all off, and it's ready to go.
I love that. You made me think about like pumpkin spice seasoning or nutmeg. A lot of you guys are now doing some flavor stations for kids. What about putting out some non-sodium, non-fat nutmeg or pumpkin spice and actually demoing that as like a show? You know, it's all the rave. It's all over TikTok. So, you know, it's going to be a big thing, not just the basic among us that love the pumpkin spice phenomena.
Sure, yeah. Just speaking of the mac and cheese, this is again, I actually put two things up here first to show you. Regular mac and cheese, I'm sorry, cavatappi mac and cheese, and this is our cactus chili. Again, this comes in the 2 8-pound bags ready to go. We have several different chilies if you don't like this particular one, but everybody's favorite thing to do at the food shows is always mix this together and call it a cowboy chili mac or what have you. So what we actually did today is something a little bit different. So we actually went ahead and mixed this together, and then we actually took cornbread, tore it apart and sprinkled it across the top of it just with some cheddar cheese, and then just low-fat cheddar cheese, and just bake this off. So very nice and easy to do and simple, and again, just a very awesome looking dish as well. So before we go and onto the keep going on this, I will say at the end or up on the site here, David is going to have a website for you guys to go to where we have a lot of these recipes already done. It is gfs.sandridge.com, and he'll put the link in there for you. All the 145 items I believe that we make for Gordon Food Service are up there. You can click on each one if you're ever looking for nutritionals or on anything. You can click on the item. Can they see your screen now, David? Okay, perfect. Yep. So easy, simple. You can click on that. You can actually hit the buy now button. It'll take you right to it. Your product spec sheet. If you go back one, if you don't mind. Yep.
We have Vanna's on screen, off screen.
Yeah,
I love
it's
this.
all over
Takes
the
a
place. Yep.
village.
So go ahead, scroll up and click recipes. And then click new recipes for me if you don't mind. And then scroll all the way down to the last one. So what we did at the food show, I know, again, we were all talking about the different slaws and whatnot and all the different power grains and stuff, or slaws that you, I mean.
Yeah.
What were they? The salad mixes or the blends?
Yeah, the blends, power
The
blends.
different blends, the
Yeah.
power blends. So go ahead and click on the Tex-Mex quinoa slider there.
Oh, like we're working on the bun, you know
Yeah.
that.
Right. So if you're looking for something to put on this lovely, nice bun, you can scroll down right here. Now, this is taking our Tex-Mex quinoa that you can see here on the screen and just actually turning it into a burger. We actually made this at the food shows, and couldn't keep up making them. So I just kept going through those. And again, we made these as sliders. So if you're looking
Yeah.
for the recipe, you can download them. Again, it's gfs.sandridge.com, and a lot of these recipes are on there. There's no password or anything. You can just click on anything you want. And we do keep adding stuff to that every month. So,
Yeah,
all right.
I love it. What
Okay.
else you got?
Yeah,
for
we
me?
got a couple more things here to
I
go.
love
I'm gonna
it.
keep-
Yeah.
How we looking on our time? Good.
Yeah.
You want just
So-
this part? That's
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
just this. one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now a couple things here. This is kind of gimmies like this again, just talking about pasta. So using some pasta here. Again, it sounds simple and easy, but just to demonstrate how quick and easy this is. Again, the butternut squash soup. Simple.
You're getting a
easy.
lot of mileage out of that. I like it.
That's,
I like it.
yeah, the last one's gonna be the most unique, believe it or not. So again, toss this all together. Now at this point in time, And put this out onto this dish. There's all kind of different things that you guys can add into this, everything that we've added before already. So I'll just keep going on this. And I'm sorry. Again, if you want to add a little bit of this bacon to it, you certainly can. Peppers, onions, craisins, anything like this is all simple and easy.
I love this. You know, circling back to that chili and mac and cheese.
Mhm.
All of you are thinking about your seasonal warm blends. How easy would it be to have a bar concept where you had half as the mac and half as the chili? And you could either get your chili bowl or your macaroni and cheese bowl, or you could blend the two and make it into something so easy right there on the bar without even doing any baking. I love that concept, and not to do a humble brag, but the Sonic partners, i.e. David Pasonic and Marine Pasonic, did win our neighborhood's Echo Hill Chili Cook-Off. But most of the people were mixing it with one of our friends in the neighborhood brought the Panera mac and cheese because he works for Nestle. So I think he cheated a little bit. We called ours last minute chili because we literally made it last minute. But you know, the idea of combining easy concepts, you all have, you know, chili on your menu in some form, maybe a loaded tot or a loaded tater. Move it over to the mac and cheese bar just to change it up a bit and give some variety. It was a really delicious, easy win for that particular day, and for competitions galore. You can
Great.
have your own chili cook-off.
Yeah, and nobody's judging. Nobody's judging you anyway. All right, so again, the pasta that we just talked about, simple, easy. This is what it looks like when it's done. If you want to throw this into an oven, if you want to make a big pan of this, this is something you can actually do as a pasta bake as well. So simple, easy. Again, just this is 5 items so far now that we showed you, technically 6, I believe,
Yeah,
with 1 item. Okay.
love it. What's the last one? We
So,
got time.
The
for it.
last
Let's
one,
do it.
yep, we're going to actually, yep, there you go. I'm gonna move this. So one thing that we always talk about that everybody's gonna look at you a little funny when you first say it is actually you taking anything you bake, you can actually take out the water and actually replace it with a soup. Okay, so by that, what I'm saying is we've done things such as taking a cornbread mix, so like a dry mix, and actually taking out the water and adding our chicken enchilada soup or chicken tortilla soup, and then just mix it together. You bake that off, and when it comes out, you have a Southwest corn bake. Again, simple and easy stuff to do. What we actually did today was something pretty much almost identical, except you guessed it, butternut squash soup. Okay, so what we did is actually, so just a dry cornbread mix, okay, where something that you just add water to, you go ahead and you take that, you mix it in with the into the batter, and once it comes out, you bake it off, just follow the regular directions, and it comes out just like this. We baked it into a tray, and we just cut up into a couple little pieces here. Now, once this is done, if you really want to get a little bit crazy, you can actually go ahead, take the orange cranberry relish over top of this guy.
Food is art.
And then for the younger kids, I mean, if you have older kids, never underestimate the power of a
Hot honey.
hot honey
I'm
over
with
top of
ya.
this. Let me do this.
Oh, wow. So if you weren't hungry before this session, I don't know what else to give you guys. I'm starving, looking at all this wonderful, wonderful stuff. Look at the end product there.
Yes. So again, it looks fantastic. The flavor on it's out of this world. And it's just something like we talked about all day long, just enhancing the stuff that you guys already have. And just by simply adding, replacing one ingredient with any of our soups, comes out just absolutely beautiful, and just changes the whole appeal of it.
Right, and not being afraid to order in something like butternut squash, because we just gave you a gazillion ways to make it successful.
Correct.
Thank you so
Yep.
much. Amanda, what do you think about any of this for your school? What do you want to try? What would you take back to your team?
I like the idea that you have like your basic mac and cheese or whatever, you can make it seasonal. So
Mhm.
by adding the butternut squash, it now becomes like a fall themed item. If you had a different soup in the spring, then it maybe becomes part of your spring menu, but basically the same idea that, so it's easier for the cooks to not have to think that hard.
I love it, and that was gonna be my segue. We didn't make you do a lot of work.
I love it.
We let this guy do the
Yeah.
heavy lifting.
Yeah.
You had the ability to be inspired, and we are inspired by you. We're inspired by all of you who take the time to be level up leaders. So thank you for being one of our level up leaders. Thank you for coming today. You know, we filled every minute of this show, so I want to just end by saying, you know, Pasonic has already had a ready slide here for you with our take and bake option of the Stuff-A-Spud. So you guys are all, if you haven't already submitted, please submit your seasonal tickets. We usually like to see this warm, savory, comfort food and all this lovely stuff come on your menus between November and February. So if we're here for you. We want you to submit these tickets. Here is an idea. We will send this in our post recap of the show. Just one of a many different ways, just like that butternut squash, how you can take a baked potato program and elevate it with options. We are here to serve you and to support you. Please, I would be remiss if I didn't point back to this slide. This is the best way to connect with Pasonic partners to help us get these ideas into your hands and more importantly, onto your serving lines for your students. We appreciate your time today and we will be available for you this year. Our next shows as a teaser will be in January.
Yep.
Mystery Chef, that's going to be our Mystery Chef announcement, and we'll be back here in Sandridge Studios. So please, What's Up Wednesday newsletters come out the first Wednesday of every month. Look for details more about these recipes. And as always, feel free to contact us with any questions. We appreciate you. Have a great day.
Thank you.